What's going on, guys? Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the ARMS character that's going to be joining Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as the next DLC fighter. Now a few weeks ago, we had a Nintendo Direct Mini that finally happened after having like so many months of just no new Nintendo information. There was a rumor day which was on March 26th, that's when everybody was saying that something was going to happen, and that's finally when we got our Nintendo Direct Mini. And so there were some pretty cool announcements and reveals inside of this Direct Mini, but one of the cool announcements that actually happened was about the next DLC fighter, which is going to be the first DLC character for the second Fighters Pass of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And so in this announcement, they basically said that a character from ARMS is going to be the next character in the game. And so while we know that an ARMS character is going to be joining Smash, in this video I want to talk to you guys about which character I think has the possibility of joining, as well as take a look at some of your thoughts, and kind of just talk about how this could be so important for having a new character in the game. Now the first thing that I feel like we should talk about is just how interesting it is that an ARMS character is going to be coming to Smash Bros, but in 2020. Now I think that a lot of you guys can agree with me in the fact that having an ARMS character coming in 2020 definitely feels a little bit odd. I think most people would have definitely thought that if an ARMS character was going to be coming to Smash Bros, they would have come like right when the game was going to release, or if they weren't able to get it out in time, it would have been part of like the first DLC Fighters Pass. But to have it be a part of the second DLC Fighters Pass in 2020, I mean ARMS came out like 3 years ago, back in 2017, and like having the game when it came out in 2018, there were definitely way more people playing ARMS in 2018 than there are playing in 2020, and I just feel like having an ARMS character back then would have been so good, but how come they're having one now in 2020? I mean, back in March of 2018, when Super Smash Bros. Was first even revealed or teased to be coming to the Nintendo Switch, people were already speculating that an ARMS character would probably be a part of the game. I mean, in 2018, ARMS was only just a year old, and that year before, Nintendo released a brand new IP called ARMS. People were liking it, they were having fun with it, so of course in a game where it's about Nintendo's franchises all coming over in a giant crossover fighting with each other, and the fact that ARMS is a fighting game, it just made a lot of sense to have a character from that game already appear inside of Smash Bros. And as you guys know, with any new Smash Bros game coming out, there's always a ton of fake leaks that are coming out as we get closer and closer to the launch, and actually the first ever fake leak that came out for Super Smash Bros on the Switch, back when we were still calling it that and we didn't even know it was going to be called Smash Bros Ultimate, the very first fake leak that actually came out for this game featured Mario fighting Springman. If I can find that image, I'll put it up on screen for you guys. Obviously this image is fake, but the point is, right back then, like the very first leak that came out, people were already predicting that an ARMS character was going to be in the game. And so as we got closer to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's launch, we later found out that Springman was actually going to be an assist trophy inside of the game. We also found out that Ribbon Girl was going to be a Mii Fighter costume, and that some of the other ARMS characters like Ninjara and Min Min are going to appear as spirits. And so once all of that came out, it seemed like that was the end for the ARMS character representation inside of Smash. It seemed like there weren't going to be any ARMS characters that would actually come into the game. I mean, Springman made it into an assist trophy, Ribbon Girl was a Mii Fighter costume, some of the other characters were spirits, so it just seemed like the nail in the coffin for ARMS. And now here we are in 2020 with the announcement that the first DLC fighter for the second Fighters Pass is going to be from ARMS. And so in this video, I want to talk to you guys about which characters I feel like could be coming into Smash Bros. From ARMS, as well as what it could mean for the other DLC characters that are going to be coming later as well. Now the first thing is that easily the most iconic character from ARMS is of course Springman. He is like the face of that entire game. He was the first character that was announced for the game, but the thing is Springman is already an assist trophy. And the thing is, when they did show us like that advertisement that basically an ARMS character was coming into Smash, you can see that Springman's picture is there. So don't you think that if he was like not even going to be considered because he's an assist trophy, his picture wouldn't have been there in the start? Like, it's just weird that Springman is still pictured there even though we know he is an assist trophy. So this could open up a whole new door if they actually turn an already existing assist trophy into a fighter. So that's obviously up there if Springman is in fact going to be the character that's going to be coming from ARMS. And then with Ribbon Girl, we already know that she appears as a Mii Fighter costume, so having Ribbon Girl inside of the game as a playable fighter could mean that other characters that are already Mii Fighter costumes that are not like DLC that come later after the game is released, I'm talking about Rex, that means that Rex could possibly have a chance as well because he was already in the game from the start when it originally came out, and they talked about how they couldn't make him a playable fighter because the game was too already into like the development stage, and after they've already planned the roster, they didn't have enough information about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to add him into the game. But of course, if Ribbon Girl can come into the game now with this ARMS DLC, then that means the door is open for characters like that who are already Mii Fighter costumes to possibly be coming as well. And then of course there are also other characters like Twintelle, Min Min, and Ninjara that already appear inside of the game as spirits. So if the ARMS character in Smash actually ends up being Springman, Ribbon Girl, Min Min, Ninjara, or Twintelle, that's actually going to be very exciting because it easily shows that even if a character already exists as something in the game like an assist trophy or a Mii Fighter costume or a spirit, then that doesn't mean that they're deconfirmed. So I would actually really like that if that ended up being the case, because it could finally stop people from coming up with all of these like nonsense theories that, oh, this character is already a spirit so they can't come into the game. Oh, this character is a Mii Fighter costume, they're already deconfirmed. So I think it would actually be really cool if one of those characters actually ended up being the playable character. But of course they did show all of the other ARMS characters, so it is possible that we could be getting one of the DLC ARMS characters. We could just be getting one that like doesn't appear as an assist trophy or a Mii Fighter costume or spirits. We could be getting someone like Master Mummy or like Helix or somebody like that, so that's definitely very possible too. Now if you guys want my thoughts for which ARMS character I would like to see the most inside of Smash Bros, for me that character is definitely Min Min. I think that she would be the perfect character to put inside of Smash Bros to represent ARMS. I think she's like basically the third face of ARMS at this point, with like Springman being number 1, Ribbon Girl being number 2, they're both on like the box art, but like the third face of ARMS in my opinion would definitely be Min Min. She's a very popular character. I'm pretty sure she actually won like a popularity contest for ARMS as well, and that actually gave her like special artwork for winning that. So she's definitely a very popular character. I think she definitely represents ARMS in a really good way, and I know she's already a spirit in the game, but I just feel like she would be one of the most perfect characters to put to represent ARMS. Now there was also some interesting speculation that I saw from some other people online that were saying that maybe Nintendo is actually planning to fake us out by saying that there's going to be an ARMS character appearing in Smash, but when they actually have to announce this character and reveal it, they actually fake us out and say, oh, did you expect a character from this ARMS coming? But they actually show us like a brand new ARMS game or ARMS 2 or like a sequel, and a brand new character from that game is actually going to be the playable fighter inside of Smash Bros. And I could actually see this happening. I do think it is a bit weird how Nintendo is starting to promote ARMS all of a sudden. Like even after that announcement that an ARMS character was going to be coming into Smash, they announced that there was actually going to be a free trial for the entire game ARMS that you were going to be able to play for a week. And even on their Twitter, they've been tweeting about ARMS a little bit as well. So it's just weird how all of a sudden they're starting to tweet a lot about ARMS now, even though they've been kind of silent about that game for the past few years. And so it would make sense that if an ARMS 2 or like an ARMS sequel was going to be coming out later this year, then maybe that's why they're starting to get people excited about ARMS again and trying to make them remember that this game does exist. And I could definitely see that happening. I mean, Splatoon was a brand new IP that was introduced by Nintendo in 2015, and it ended up getting a sequel just 2 years later in 2017 with Splatoon 2. ARMS of course came out in 2017, and 3 years later in 2020, it's very possible that we could be getting a sequel called ARMS 2 or whatever they're gonna call it, but just a brand new ARMS game that definitely has way more improvements and a lot more new things added to it. Now I tweeted about this on my Twitter as well, so let's take a look at my Twitter and see if we got any responses. I asked you guys which character from ARMS you think could be coming into the game, how they could play, and which character you guys want the most. So let me see if I can find that tweet. So yeah, here is the tweet. I said, so we know that the next DLC fighter for Smash Ultimate is going to be from ARMS, but which character do you think that we could get, and which one do you want the most? How do you think that they'll play? Reply to this tweet with your thoughts and you could be featured in my next video. So Roy here is saying, realistically, Ribbon Girl seems the most likely choice as she is as much of a mascot as Springman. As for once, I want to see Mechanica get in as she looks like if Peach was a heavyweight, and I definitely agree with you. I mean, Mechanica is the girl right here. She's definitely in like a big robotic suit, so she would definitely be like a slow kind of heavy hitting character, so it would be kind of interesting to get a female character like that. There's not really a lot of female characters like that I can think of. I mean, I guess Byleth kind of comes into mind, but there's not really a lot of hard hitting female characters, so it would be really cool if a character like that actually ended up coming. My dude Fidel here is saying it's Min Min. I've decided. Nintendo and Sakurai have no say. I mean, I agree with you in that as well. I mean, I responded saying Cotton Candy Min Min alt, please. Like, this is my favorite alt of Min Min that I always used when I played ARMS. I just love the color style that they have with like the sky blue and then the pink. Like, I love that whole cotton candy scheme that they have with her. So it would be really cool if she actually ended up coming into the game and they had this alt as one of her alts inside of Smash. Like, that would definitely be the one I would always use. But yeah, I mean, really, Min Min is the one that I would love to see the most. Dayton is saying Springman would be the most likely, but he's already an assist trophy. Considering that they didn't just come out and say that it's him, I doubt that it's him. They wouldn't want to be building up suspense for the most normal option. Ribbon Girl, Min Min, and Twintelle all seem like the most likely, and I definitely agree with you in that. I mean, all those other characters could definitely be coming. Springman is already an assist trophy, but of course, Mii Fighter costumes with Ribbon Girl and spirits with Min Min and Twintelle, I mean, don't really deconfirm, so they're definitely very possible. JVG here is saying leaning towards Min Min given how popular she is. I could also see Springman make it in along with Ribbon Girl given how they are the poster children, or they could just end up doing a hero situation with the arms rep, which I doubt. And so I actually don't agree with this either. I know there's some people saying that they could try to do what they did with Hero and the Koopalings, where they just have one fighting style and all of the different alts could be like the different characters. Like one alt could be Ninjara, one alt could be Min Min. I actually don't think that this would work for arms because each character likes to use their own set of arms. Like they all have their own unique arms. Like Master Mummy, for example, likes to use like those big wrecking ball types of arms, and then Min Min likes to use the dragon arms. So if they only had one style of arms and different alts, and like each different character uses the same exact arms, it would definitely take away a lot of the uniqueness from the game. So I actually don't think that that's going to happen. But yeah, I think it would be kind of an interesting concept, but I don't think that they would want to do like different characters with different arms, as that would be a lot of work. This person is saying she's the correct answer. I mean, I know a lot of people really want Twintelle, and don't get me wrong, like she's definitely a cool character. She's definitely got a very appealing character design for sure. But the thing that's interesting about this character is she actually fights with her hair. She actually doesn't use her arms, you can see right here. So it's really weird because don't you think if they wanted a character to represent arms, they would actually pick a character that fights with, you know, her arms? Like, I just feel like Twintelle wouldn't make a lot of sense because she fights with her hair. But of course, if she ends up being the fighter, I would definitely have no problem with it. She's definitely a really cool character. And finally, this person here is saying, I think that we will for sure get Min Min, and she'll probably have the same sort of moves as Springman's assist trophy, and I definitely agree with you in that. I mean, we already know that they're going to be distance demons just like Byleth. Like, they're going to probably have even more of a range than Byleth, so it's going to be crazy to see how these characters are going to work. I mean, you already know they're going to be grabbing you from all across Final Destination. It's going to be crazy to see how the arms characters are actually going to work, and I'm pretty interested, and I agree with you as well. Like, I really want Min Min, so hopefully she actually ends up being the arms character. But yeah, that's going to do it for all the Twitter responses. I'm sorry I couldn't read all of them. We get so many of these, and I don't want to make the video too long. But yeah, thank you guys so much for responding. And remember, if you ever want to be featured in videos like this, then definitely just go and follow me on Twitter at @Aero. And so yeah, there you go guys, that is going to do it for which character from ARMS could be coming into Smash Bros as the next DLC fighter. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to click that like button, and also comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this. Which character from ARMS would you guys like to see the most? Which character do you think that they're actually going to add? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Smash Bros content in the future, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.